Hi, it's Wednesday, it's 3 o'clock. Welcome to Together Unlocked, brought to you as always by Together 2012. We're an arts organisation based in the main London 2012 host borough of Newham. We're led by disabled artists. I'm Jew Gosling, also known as the artist Jew90. Oh, and our friends over in the West Midlands wanted their microphone on. I don't know why, because I'm not going to put them on the screen to speak yet. So, as we were saying, I'm Jew. This is Julie, our chair. We've been locked down together in my East London studio since March. So, we've been doing a long lockdown. We're a little bit lockdown loopy, but just to be nice, at the other end of our long wheeled virtual sofa in the West Midlands, we're going to hand over to them. They're going to introduce themselves, they're going to do some audio description, and then we're going to tell you some more about what's going on the show later and audio describe ourselves. Is that right, Julie?
Absolutely spot on.
So, over to the West Midlands.
Okay, well, good afternoon. I am Robin Surgener, Business Director at Together 2012, artist known as Angry Fish, and I was reminded on Monday that I should also add and Paralympic gold medalist swimmer multiple times over.
Yay.
So self-interested, but there you go. So to make up for that, I'll describe quite how bad I look. I'm unshaven, my hair's unkempt, my glasses are bent, but I do have on a really nice brown hoodie. So it's a dark brown hoodie with even darker brown blacky stripes across the middle, and it's very comfortable. From my favorite shop, which I can't name, but it describes people who don't have thin faces.
And there's a blue t-shirt showing underneath that remarkably nice hoodie.
Hi, I'm Josh Surgener. I'm one of the other hosts of Together Unlocked, and I am a PhD student. I also have an unshaven face and fairly unkempt hair. I think that we've both got to start going out to work again next week. When leisure centres reopen, we might have to start making ourselves look slightly more presentable, so that we can actually see people in real life, be it very distanced and with a significant amount of chlorine. In terms of my audio description, yes, I have slightly unkempt, long blonde hair. I'm wearing a grey hooded top that has a dark blue t-shirt sticking out through the collar. And the reason that Robin's sweatshirt is so nice is because I brought it for him for Christmas a few years ago.
Well, there you go. That's the advantage of working with families. I can hear already we're developing a few technical problems at our providers. So, just to warn people, we may have to start and stop the stream a few times today. I'm assured the engineers are working on it. So, there's only really one of two haircuts if you've been locked down for as long as myself, Julie, and Josh. You have the lockdown locks, which they've got almost identically, or you have the Corona crop, where you take the dog clippers to it. So I have a short tenured red Corona crop, black framed glasses, black wrist braces, silver coloured jewellery. And today I have a long sleeved, sort of mottled blue t shirt, and I don't know quite how you would describe this. I think it's a sort of knitted blue and green striped waistcoat, but I have
It's a
seen.
vest, I think.
Yeah, I kind of feel like it's a knitted vest, but apparently they're very fashionable this year. This one, of course, is many years old, and I think they've got new vocabulary for older.
When they called tank tops when we were teenagers.
Yes,
That's
that's
true,
right. So
yeah.
anyway, they're fashionable again. So the wardrobe comes out on rotation, but also for the very first time, it is a little bit nippy in London, although not half as cold as it usually is in the West Midlands. So Julie, who are you? What do you look like?
I'm Julie Newman. I'm the chair of Together 2012. Similar to everybody who doesn't have a corona crop, I have long, ever lengthening locks, gold and silver, I like to think of them as. I'm wearing dark rimmed glasses, and today it's a bit like deja vu all over again. I've got my best favorite ever in the world t shirt on, which is a brown t shirt with a mountain painted on the front and an eagle flying. And I'm also wearing little black leather bracelets. Why I'm wearing this today is because I was talking to the wardrobe elves, and I said to them, look, I only wore this half an hour on Monday, and I really want to wear it again. After a massive row, they gave in. So that's why this, as I say, this may well look a little bit familiar, and indeed it is, but I can assure you it's very, very clean still.
Well, the good thing is we don't have smell-o-vision. So, as
My
we-
end as well.
and if you've got 2 assistance dogs and 7 cats also wandering around the home studio, you would be as grateful as I am. If you want to find out anything about the animals that wander in and out at will of this live stream, not just in the West Midlands and London, but also at Penny Peppers, our virtual writer in residence at Hastings, go to our website www.together2012.org.uk. Click on the main Together Unlocked TV section where you can see recordings of all of the programs we've done in the past, and then go to highlights and links where we're going to put up the links to everything we talk about today, any videos we show, any poems we read, and underneath that you'll find another page with animal hosts. In the meantime, if you see my camera shake, you know there's a cat not very far away, even if it doesn't appear on camera. So coming up, it's Wednesday. So after 3:30, it must be the Clockwork Paralympics, where we've managed somehow to persuade one of Britain's most decorated Paralympians to become quite obsessive about who wins the Clockwork toy race. And then one of our teddy bears gets to wear a medal. We have the teddy bears because ever since we started in March, we've been promoting and supporting the International Teddy Bear Hunt. So you will see bears pop up on TVs all over the world, which is there for children who aren't able to go out to still be able to take part in the bear hunt. We have just one plastic gold medal in this house, but the Surgeoners, including Josh and his sister, also have medals. So we rotate teddy bears and they tend to rotate medals. Before that, we're going to hear poems from this morning's pop-up poetry club. We will have our usual virtual nature watch with assistance dog Merlot, who's apparently taking a very muddy walk for us in Norfolk today. And of course, we will be telling you about our Together 2020 Disability History Month Festival, of which I've worked out at this day in week 3, we are exactly halfway through the festival. So, first of all, everybody, last night we had the launch of I Am Tony by ACT UP Newham in association with Los Inseparables in Chile. You were watching on YouTube, Julie. We were working on it. How did you enjoy it?
Oh, I loved it. I thought it was an amazing piece of work for many reasons, actually. One was the length of time it took to actually get everything done and produced. The other is because you had 2 groups of people talking to each other in languages that neither at that time understood. I just thought it was an amazing piece of partnership working. Plus, I loved the messages that were coming across, which was anti-violence, anti-hate crime. It was very, very positive imagery about disabled people. I thought it was powerful. I thought it was well produced, particularly well produced, given that you've got 2 groups of people in 2 countries. But also, it was something that captured my interest, and it also inspired me, to think about work in perhaps a slightly different way, not quite so sort of like straightforward, but there are sideways means of coming to a matter like that.
Yes, I mean, I think one of the things ACT UP Newham do really well, and it's because they are an inclusive theatre company with people from all sorts of different impairment groups and none, is they've put a huge amount of thought into how they create productions, because it has to be imaginative and creative to be able to do it at all. I mean, Hannah Facey, who effectively coordinates the company, there's not really a word for Hannah because she's not the director or the producer or the company manager, but she does parts and more of all of those roles. And Hannah has studied this kind of theatre making at a postgrad level. I wish I could remember exactly what it's called, but it's essentially work that's based on lived experience. So Hannah's gone back as part of this journey, and really we've seen ACT UP travel from when we first met them in 2012, where they were a group, they're very much an established group and already had this way of working, which in non-digital times is very much based around being able to turn any venue into a performance venue. They bring in their props and projections, and they're just wonderful at doing pop-up theatre. But in that time they've become a community interest company. They've had their first grant funded projects. They've started working with Trevor, who's a professional local director. So yeah, they've come on a very, very long journey, and it's certainly, the presentation last night went down very well. As with everything we're doing at the festival, it doesn't stop after it's started. Our launch nights are exactly that. So we have a whole range of things online for people to participate in, which of course will stay online beyond the official end of the festival. So we have 4 exhibitions, 2 of which are based on virtual galleries, 1 of which goes to a complete multimedia website. And the Together Open, in one sense, more traditional, because you're just, I say just, looking at the pictures and clicking on them if you want to see the detail. But in another sense, it's not traditional, because our Open, the artists effectively select themselves. Anybody who identifies as having a disability or long-term health condition and having some kind of connection with Newham, so they might have grown up here, studied here, worked here, volunteered here, done that in the past, are entitled to put in one picture for automatic selection. So it creates this really, it's always vibrant, it's always colourful. As I was saying to the audience last night, it's smaller than it would usually be because so many of the groups that produce work for it haven't met this year. But I think it's still very typical. Then we have Jess Starnes, who is at the stage in her work where she's still offering to take people for virtual walks. So the idea is, and of course you can find out much, much more on the website with video interviews and all sorts of other things. You will talk about a place that's very special to you. Jess will do all the research. You will go on a virtual walk on Google Earth. And at the end of all that, there is a walk that's being shared. Now, I'm noticing I'm getting a little bit of an echo at this end. Are you hearing it in your end, Robin?
Not so much an echo, but just doing the same. It keeps you, we're like losing half of the syllables that you're saying.
Yeah, I can only apologise. And how about handing over to you for a little bit?
Okay, we'll try that. See how it goes. So, well, here we are. We've been, well, I say we've been enjoying the festival. Josh has been working rather hard off screen to make sure that the festival comes across digitally as we would like it to, or as close to as we would like it to. Anyway.
Yeah, I mean, I was there for all of ACT UP's performance last night, but apart from welcome and goodbye, I don't think I could really tell you what happened in it. It's one of those weird things that kind of when you're in it and you're doing the technical side, you don't really know what's going on. So I'm kind of
Talking
going.
about the technical side, you just froze. So I'm afraid we're going to have to restart the stream.
Okay.
I do hope the engineers get this sorted out soon. So if anybody's watching, 2 minutes will be click. You can be able to click, and hopefully we'll come back at least a little bit.
Okay, just in case it is still running, we will continue talking. Because according to our machine, we are still in the stream, which could be quite bizarre.
Yeah, we thought we were doing a whole reset, but it appears it may have just been due doing a reset. So if we are still going. We apologise that we just completely forgot for a second and started talking amongst ourselves. So I can't remember what we were talking about before that. Oh yeah, I was saying that I've been quite enjoying, as Stu was saying, that the festival content is all up on the website, kind of that's already happened. I'm going to turn my computer sound down. So I've been able to kind of go back and look through some of the exhibitions and some of the work that I kind of haven't been able to properly take in whilst I've been frantically pressing lots of buttons off screen. If anyone has been watching it, you may the occasional kind of ethereal voice that pops in to say it's coming or 1 second, that's me, because the technology isn't doing quite what I'd like it to do, and doing strange things to make it more difficult for me to run the festival.
But that being said, I think that it is going really well, and you can catch up if you have missed anything, or indeed you want to revisit it because it is such a joyous collection of activities and art and performance that it's well worth going back to just see quite what you enjoyed again. And we are rejoined now, hopefully, by Ju and Julie.
Yes, I'm amazed that you didn't go out as well, because we clearly didn't stop the stream properly. So we've still got exactly the same problems. So if you can log out, my apologies, everybody. We're going to go for a proper restart.